Welcome to the Save Indian Family Foundation podcast. Today we are here to talk on the issue of a men's suicide and what are their prevention. With us today the speaker are Anil Murthy, Sam Seth and Hardik Patel. Most welcome to all of you to discuss on
Hi.
this very serious topic because society is not talking about it. Even NCRB is reporting it. But no judge is ready to listen about it. Even a Supreme Court rejected one of the PIL when it talk about the NCRB data on a male suicide rate. So I would like Anil sir to start on this. So before we
Yes,
are going to start, we will talk about like why men are doing a suicide. Another thing, what we can do to help them in not committing them a suicide and how we can encourage them to fight against whatever the issues, mental illness, whatever they are facing. So we will discuss on all those things and what is lacking in a society from our side and from the society itself, why society is not seeing that thing. So we will talk about all those things, and we will also talk about the tactics of about the men's issues which men are facing and to learn about it. And also we will talk about the tactics to avoid the matrimonial issues with a correct mindset. So be with us. Meanwhile, you can like this video, subscribe our channel, and keep commenting your views. So we will also reply during our conversation. We will take your questions and your suggestions to help others. So Anil sir,
yeah.
please.
As I remember, maybe more than 15 years back, we had a newspaper article. I think it is in Hindustan Times, where we had published that every 9 minutes a married man is committing suicide. So this suicide data, we didn't have suicide data initially in 2004 and 2005, but by 2006 we started getting the NCRB data piece by piece. And as time progressed, we could get the breakup. What are the different regions of suicide and family regions and poverty regions? So in 15 years back or 20 years back, the whole leftist narrative was, men are committing suicide due to professional regions, and women are committing suicide due to family regions or emotional regions, right? That narrative exists even today, that women are emotional, that is why they will commit suicide due to emotional reasons. Men commit suicide due to professional reasons like job loss or poverty, farmer suicide and all. So this is the stereotype which is propagated by the leftist media, and then people also believe that because it plays into people's normal general stereotypes. But the NCRB, National Crime Records Bureau data, the Home Ministry data, it says something else. It says that 30 to 33% of suicides of married men, are due to family reason. Okay, so if 85,000 men are committing suicide due to, married men are committing suicide, 85,000, then due to family reason, at least at least 25,000 men are committing suicide. There is a
Correct.
big denial, right? Yeah, are you able to hear me? Yeah,
Yes.
there is a big denial which is going on, and the media also doesn't highlight much about the suicides due to family reason. And they also play around. They say that marriage related reasons only some 4-5% suicide, but actually they are not marriage related. So there's a different classification called marriage related reasons. So they are for separated men or divorced men and all. But most men who commit suicide, often what happens is that these even if a man commits suicide due to family reason, it may be classified as a non-family reason or region unknown kind of a category. Okay, So it is not necessary that a man is committing suicide due to family reason, wife or in-laws, but it is classified as this thing. It doesn't. It may not happen that way. Okay, so this is a problem that exists in our society, in our media. So that is what we need to address today. So, however, to save men, to save as many men as possible, we came out with a strategy to proper counseling, coaching to help men who are facing marital problem, who are undergoing a lot of stress. We have a methodology so that if a man is depressed or sad and frustrated, angry, upset, and he's feeling completely low, he feeling like committing suicide, he can be recovered. He can be freed from the trauma, right? So before I go there, let us just hear some of the questions that people have, or whatever people are sharing. Let us just go for a few minutes and then we'll start. Yeah, right. So Virag and Samir and all, are you guys
Yes,
there? Yeah,
yes, yes. So we are checking. The people are talking about that men's rights are human rights, and most of the men are committing suicides due to this matrimonial issues. And women fail when they try to commit suicide. It's just a show to blackmail and arm twist husband. So
right,
that is what people are saying. Neither judiciary nor media bothered about men suiciding issue. That is correct.
right.
And we have that
Uh-huh.
our society doesn't have a soft corner for its men and doesn't
Right.
even acknowledge that men have it more difficult and there is no outlet. And when that poor man ends his life, then these same
Right.
people just laugh and say him a coward.
Yeah. True, true, true. So we just have to see that more and more people join from Twitter so that it will be of use to them. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so I shared that link is, I think, shared in Twitter right now. So let's hope more people join in so that they get value out of it. So we'll see how best you can uh, help to prevent male suicide. How can we as a collective, we as a community can prevent the male suicides, and what are the basic thing that happens at a deeper level. So is this being tweeted? Yeah, I think so. Right, good. So let me now get into the topic. Virag, is it okay? I'll get in.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, 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 right. So firstly, uh, it is natural for many men to get suicidal thoughts, especially if they are facing false cases, they are facing for matrimonial problems, they are losing access to children, and they are afraid that there may be false cases. So it is natural. It is not unnatural. That they are very much stressed and they feel anxiety, stress, worry, fear. They are afraid of police. They are afraid of going to jail. So all this adds up and it builds up a lot of pressure on the mind, and these guys are likely to get the thoughts of committing suicide, and such kind of things can happen because that is extreme level of stress, and this stress is also accompanied by anxiety and pain. So when the stress and trauma increases, it also leads to pain. It's like a physical pain, there is a psychological pain which is constantly there. Okay, it is like something is stabbing you. So that is how it feels constantly, and this pain doesn't go away. As a result, a person may not be able to sleep properly, and it impacts everything. It impacts his work, his physical well-being. It impacts everything. So that's what happens. So what can a man do to overcome this? Okay, in what way a man can overcome this whole negative feeling, this stress and trauma? How to recover from that? I mean, in shortest possible time. What is the approach? See, one of the ways is, of course, go through therapy. You go through psychological counseling or therapy. That is one of the approaches, but that takes time. But what other ways or what other means exist? Okay, just give me a second. I may have to adjust the air conditioning and I will be back. Just a second.
Sure. Yeah, so I was going through the comments, Samir sir.
Yeah,
Like on one hand, yeah, on one
yeah,
hand, the feminist lobby keeps pushing for more and more women-centric laws, while men and their families have been totally left to run around the courts. Right? So that is the thing here.
right. But right now we'll not analyze all that.
Hmm.
Instead, let us directly go and to the steps which will help men. Okay. See, the
Sure.
first thing is the way men think. We often make a plan. For everything, we have a plan. Okay, from the job and career and future promotions and self development and retirement. For everything, we maintain a plan. So one of the things that happens often when a man faces matrimonial problems or a false case is that all his plans, get finished. More or less, it appears that he lost all his plans. Everything is gone, right? Everything is shattered. He plans about the children, if he has children and all that. Everything gets shattered. So that is one source of trauma. The other source of trauma for men is men want clarity. Men want a lot of clarity. So when there is a lot of uncertainty, you don't know where the things will be. That creates a lot of stress. Other part is, of course, because men are not used to dealing with the lawyers, and they are not used to dealing with, let's say, judges and policemen. And if policemen are threatening him, so he's afraid. He's afraid of somebody attacking him, or he's afraid that there's a fear of going to jail and all that kind of things, right? So that creates the whole trauma. Okay, and then nobody helps him. Everything gets added up. So we will have to deal with this one by reducing the uncertainty, by increasing the clarity. So how do you do that? So one of the things that we recommend often is that you forget about all your plans. Okay, you basically declare an emergency. You don't think about any plans. Okay, stop making plans. Stop trying to solve the problem. It is like, imagine you are not well and you are hospitalized. Let us say you have low blood pressure, or you have something happened because of which you are in the hospital. Now in the hospital, you are not thinking anything. You are not thinking about all plans and all. You are in an emergency mode. You are just taking rest. Or just think that you have cough and cold, severe cough and cold, and you are taking rest for 5 days. So you are just doing nothing. So it's important for men to just do nothing, think nothing, do nothing. So how do you do that? You basically think 15 days at a time. So if today is 3rd June, you think till 18th June. So you don't think beyond 18th June. So you ask yourself, is my job safe till 18th June? Do I have a court case till 18th June or after that? If something is after 8th June, sorry, 18th June, after 15 days, something is there, don't think about it. You only think about 15 days at a time. Now, this will reduce a lot of confusion and uncertainty. So, this will help conserve a lot of energy. Just think 15 days. So, you are thinking, some case may happen, something may happen on you, but it has not happened till now. So that may happen after 15 days. You are worried about some alimony case or some other case, something is going to happen. If anything is happening after 15, 20 days, don't think about it. Just don't think. See, the more you think, the more your brain gets tired, the more the trauma will increase. So this is one of the ways to do it. Now the next step is that you live in present moment. As often as possible, you live in the present moment. So if you are walking, live in the present moment. You feel that you are walking. Okay, right there. If you are sitting at a place, then you live in the present moment. Let's say you are sitting in a temple, or you are sitting next to a river, or you are sitting in a garden or a park. You be there. Don't be absent minded. Don't go and think something here and there and all that. Even though you are in danger, you don't have to solve it. Don't try to solve the danger that you are facing. Let's say you are worried about false case. Don't try to solve it. If you are worried about losing access to children, don't try to solve it. Let it remain there and you be there. So, what you do, you just live in the present moment, remain with it instead of trying to solve it, trying to fix it. You are separated, you want a divorce, you want to get out. Don't try to solve it. Your attempt to solve something actually creates a lot of stress and trauma. Don't just try to solve it, okay? Because you frantically try to solve, and then there are too many things, too many uncertainties, too many variables that overwhelms you, and that adds more fear, more anxiety, and everything. Next comes fear of police. Fear of police can be an unreasonable fear. Often it is an unreasonable fear. It is a miscalculation. Okay. See, we can always miscalculate. It is like stock market. You heard somewhere that some stock is very good, some small cap stock is very good, but then that is a bad stock. It's a mistake. It's a misinformation. So how you deal with the police or somebody threatening you, your mind can miscalculate. It may not remain with the real facts. So you get the real fact. Okay, you get the real facts about what is anticipatory bail, what is regular bail, how to deal with the police. So a men's rights support group or SIFF, we can tell you exactly what happens. Otherwise, what happens? You just assume. You just assume that this may happen with me, that may happen with me, and your mind starts imagining things which are negative. Okay, here is an analogy. Imagine you are going on the road. You have heard of road accident. So you are driving on a road or you're on a bike on the road, and if you start assuming that you may meet with an accident, if you start imagining these things, then that will make your situation really worse. And you will be extremely stressed. And then it may actually really lead to a accident. So you don't have to imagine, in whatever way you may have seen scenes in the movie and about the police, so this will happen, that will happen. Your mind goes and it starts imagining about the court, about the children, everything. Your mind can go on imagining that my parents will suffer, my parents may go to prison. All these things, thoughts come to you, and then they keep racing in your mind. So you have to stop the racing thoughts. You just remain calm, and you have to trust. You have to trust on men's activists. And if you are coming to, let's say, SIFF, what do we say? We say that, listen, you leave your worries here, we will take care of you. We tell them about your maintenance case, alimony case, we take care of you, so don't worry. The woman has not yet filed alimony case, so why are you worrying? Forget about it. Don't even think about it. Or we may say, okay, she filed the alimony case last month, you still have 3-4 months time, don't think about it, leave it to us, we will tell you what to do. It's our worry, you don't bother about it, right? Similarly, child related anything, like you are recently separated from the children and all that, we get it, the system is biased and everything is hostile, but you leave it to us, so that we will give you a plan in a systematic way. It takes time, it takes sometimes 5-6 months, 8 months, or something like that. It takes time. Similarly, about false cases, in case of matrimonial, the false cases are 498A and all, you should be mentally prepared to go to jail. if there is a need. But you won't go. Nobody is going nowadays since last many years. But you have to clearly understand that how CRPC 41A works, how to deal with the police. Often, if you have a lawyer, when you go to police station, if you have a lawyer, your own lawyer, then that gives you a added sense of confidence, and the police will also have lesser chance of messing with you, right? So these are the how to deal with fear. Then you think about fear of like my parents, something will happen to my parents, and these are unreasonable fears. So there are a lot of unreasonable fears like I will go to jail, I will lose my job, I will lose my career, I will have no future. All these, the mind starts, you know, going on an overdrive, and these all thoughts keep coming at you, which are extremely negative thoughts. So the solution is live 15 days at a time. Don't think into too much. Do not try to solve the problem, because the solving of the problem will happen as a group, as a community, as a men's community. That is where we'll solve it. If it's a alimony case or a false case or something, there's no point in individually trying to solve it like a puzzle. Okay. And then you need to live in a present moment. So wherever you are, you live in a present moment. Do not play cricket or do not overwork to distract yourself. Remain calm, even if it is uncomfortable. Live in the present moment. I'll tell you why. See, you are suffering because something happened to you in past. Somebody attacked you, somebody threatened you 1 month back or 1 week back, something which happened in the past. And that is replaying in your head. It is again repeating in your head. So it is something past which is recorded in your mind. But if you are living in the present moment, so in the present moment, nobody is hitting you, nobody is beating you, nobody is threatening you in this present moment. Right now, you are listening to us in YouTube. In this present moment, nobody is abusing you, nobody is threatening you, nobody is hitting you, nobody is beating you, nobody is assaulting you. So in this present moment, there is no suffering. It is logical. In this moment, you are not suffering. Yet, if you are feeling the pain, that is coming from the past. So your mind is creating it. Your mind is like a defense mechanism. It is creating all that kind of pain in you. But if you are in this present moment, you feel the air and the temperature, and you live in the present moment, grounded. Then in this moment, there is no suffering. There is no real suffering at the present moment. So in this moment, there is no suffering. And then comes the next moment. The next moment also doesn't have a suffering, because the suffering happened in past, and it has been recorded, and it has been replayed. You just have to stop it. Now you don't try to stop it, rather you live in the present moment, then it will be solved. Now if you are imagining that you are going to prison, or you will go to prison, you will lose your job, you will lose your career, your parents will go to prison, if you are looking that into future, but future has not happened yet, but you are suffering right now. So you leave the future, you leave the past, live in the present moment. Because whatever future you are talking about here, you are thinking, is also a projection of past. Something you have kept in your mind, and that you are projecting into future, thinking that that is what is going to happen. So live in the present moment, remain calm in the present moment. Now it may not be possible, your mind will again drift here and there. That's okay, you bring it back. So every day, couple of hours, you have to live in present moment. Let's say you are living with your abusive wife, your wife is abusing you, and you are still living with her. It will be very disturbing. So every day you need your own space. 3-4 hours, you need another place. let's say another rented place or a paying guest or some place where after your work you can go, or you can go at night or you can go in the morning, you can take rest. You can take rest. Your mind needs lot of rest. If you can give your mind a lot of rest, you will not commit suicide. So you have to eat somewhat good food in the sense like food which can be good in vitamins, maybe dry fruits or some kind of vitamin food, healthy food, or you eat good, try to eat good breakfast. You may be doing keto or whatever, but if you are feeling like that, you should eat something, because if you are not eating, your brain, our brain consumes one third of all our energy. So the brain is consuming a lot of energy. Okay, so the body is producing energy, and this energy is 30%, 35% is consumed by the brain. So if you're starving the brain, the energy, see, you are first of all facing a problem, real problem. Okay, and then your brain is under a lot of stress. It is trying to solve a lot of things, but there is no solution in place, and it is in trauma. And on top of that, you are not giving brain energy. Then quickly your brain will, your mind will lose the strength. Some professor, I think it is Roy Baumeister only, he only said that the energy of the brain is finite. Some people say, I have a, I have very, I'm a determined person. I have a lot of determination. He said, determination is something which is a consumable. I mean that it can deplete. Your determination can deplete. It can go down if you are using it. So the resources of the brain are finite. Your brain has an energy, it is a finite. So that is why you need to take care of your mind and your brain. Okay, just like taking care of any of your body part. However, let's go into deeper, like what is the root cause of the suffering? The root cause of the suffering is there is a way you think, and that is what creates pain and suffering. Okay, so your pain and suffering is a function of your thinking. Yeah, see, in ancient times, great saints and Buddha said, if you have a desire, that leads to pain, suffering. So anything which is a desire, right? If you have a desire for something, that will lead to pain. So you stop having the desire. Just give me a second. I have to just fix some power to my laptop so that I can, yeah. So you have a desire. Some people have a desire. I want a quick divorce. I want a divorce within 5 months. That's a desire. You have a desire that you should not lose job. If you lose job, you lost job. That's it. You will not starve if you lose job. Okay, you will not go hungry if you lose job. At least immediately you won't go hungry, right? So people who have more desire, if your thought process is all about more desires, whatever I think, I want it immediately. You have a desire. I want a quick divorce. I want to remarry again. I have a plan. My plan should not fail. I have a desire that all my plans have to be successful. I should be VP of a company, and I should things should be in this way. So these desires and expectations, they cause the pain. If you have expectations from the judiciary, from the police, that they will be fair, and your expectation is not meeting, then you are disappointed. Let's say you have an expectation from your wife, and that expectation, even 10% is not getting fulfilled, then you are disappointed. Let's say you have an expectation that you will get a promotion in your job, but you are not getting promotion. You really deserve it, but you are not getting it, so you are disappointed. It may not lead to trauma, but in these cases of false cases and government, and so you are like a fugitive running around trying to get a bail and all that, it is the same thing. You have an expectation, and that expectation is not getting fulfilled, and you have an attachment, you have a desire. So if you don't have desire, if you just reduce your desire, then your suffering will go away. And this is not what SIFF is saying. This is there, all over there. It's there in school we read. कामना का विनाश दुख का विनाश है, तो कामना मत करो ना, एक्सपेक्टेशन मत रखो। मैं दूसरी शादी करूंगा, तीसरी शादी करूंगा, मैं ये करूंगा, वो करूंगा, मत करो ना। स्टे वेयर यू आर। भागने का कहां भाग रहे हो? Why do you have to go here and there? You just stay where you are. That's it. Don't try to fix anything. Don't try to solve anything. Because this is all solving and fixing and everything is about a desire to go to some place. So our normal conversation is like this. I am at a place which is not okay, and there is a place that is okay. So from a not okay place, I want to go to okay place. So I am, let's say a guy says he's separated. He's separated and he's afraid of false cases. So this is like a not okay state. And there is a okay state where he's divorced, he is getting child access, he's divorced, and he's free from everything. That is the okay state. So you have declared this is not okay, this is okay, this is not okay, this is okay. Right? See, this okay, not okay thing is creation. We ourselves created. What if you say this is also okay? This is also okay. What if you say? And then that is interesting. If you say false case is okay, false case is fine, false case is okay, maja aa gaya. It's good. Good that I have got a false case. Give me 5 more false cases. If a guy says false case is okay, then the suffering will go away. So this is the deeper level of conversation. Now, this is difficult to practice as a single person, as an individual. But it is easy to practice if you are with a group of guys. Okay, so everybody is doing everything. Okay, I enjoy going to court cases. One more year, false cases. One more year has passed since the false cases were filed. So I have completed 2 years in false cases. So let me cut a cake. Wow, 2-year anniversary cake. It is basically you are saying that I am okay with the false case. Imagine you take it, extend it. You say it's okay to be in prison, in jail. It's okay that I'll go and sit in jail. It's okay, I'm going to sit in jail for 1 month. Right? See that teenager of Pune, his father Agarwal guy is in prison. His mother will also go to jail. So you say it's okay to go to jail. It will be uncomfortable for sure. The toilet and whatever, it will be uncomfortable. Agreed. It will be like an adventure. It will be like trekking, or it can be like camping in a very nasty or a hot place or whatever. But you say it's okay to be in jail or a prison. It's okay. Now you see what happens. You say, okay, there are like that Veer Savarkar went to Kalapani, and then this Gandhi, Nehru, Bose, and they all went. Even Kejriwal today went. Yesterday went to prison. See, Kejriwal is going to prison. We will go. Maybe Amit Shah also was going, or Sisodia went, or he's still there. So going to prison, there's no point in creating a big hype about all the things. Let's go and sit in prison, right? It's okay. You are not going to die. You are not going to die. So we have divided the world into okay, not okay, okay, not okay. And that is what creates the stress and pain and a lot of suffering. We are always trying to go from a okay place to sorry, not okay place to okay place. So this is not okay, I'll go to okay place. Not okay, okay. So that is the one of the fundamental things that creates pain in us and trauma in us, right? If you are stuck badly in traffic for 4 hours, or let's say your train or flight is delayed for 30 hours, like recently there was some flight in Delhi or somewhere, it was delayed for 30 hours. Imagine what would have happened to those people, even if we are there. The point is, if you, at that time those passengers say, it's okay, we are sitting in air conditioning, it's okay, let's sit on the floor or chair or whatever, it's okay, let's stay where we are in that airport for, like, say 1.5 days, it's okay, fine, chalta hai, it works. But people mostly say it's not okay, and then they get the rage and anger and frustration and the torture, right? So there are a lot of tortures in ancient times, or maybe 100 years back. They were more of psychological tortures rather than, real physical torture. I will not specify them, but right now in the online forum. But the point is this, that it is all about making a choice. The moment you choose, like I choose to be in jail, I choose to be in a false case, I choose to be in a false rape case, so I'll wear a marigold garland and I will go to prison, like Kejriwal went to Rajghat. If you are getting a false rape case, you also wear a marigold flower around you, get 4 5 friends, they also wear marigold गेंदा फूल के माला पहनो, राजघाट में, यूट्यूब में बोलो ना, यूट्यूबर बन जाओ, एंड यू से दैट मैं तो बलात्कारी हूं, basically, you basically own it up. So this, our guys in SIFF and SIF, this total group, long back in 2005, they declared that मैं तो criminal हूं. So once the guy has declared that मैं तो criminal हूं, अब उसको कौन क्या करेगा? मतलब the guy has declared मैं criminal, so he's going to the court and he's saying, जैसे बोलते हैं ना, all is well, all is well, in that movie Three Idiots. So same way the guy saying मैं तो criminal हूं, मैं तो criminal हूं, मैं तो criminal. He's like all along. Now, if you are standing in front of a judge or a mediator and anybody, and then the mediator saying you look like a criminal, then you are also saying like, okay, मैं तो criminal हूं ही. What's so big deal, right? But let's say the mediator is saying तू तो criminal है, you are a criminal, and you are telling to yourself I am a saint, then you will feel the pain. If you are sitting in front of the mediator saying I'm a kamina or I'm a jerk, then there is no pain. Your pain is coming because of your definition about yourself, that you are a very peaceful and a nice and a good, honest, good, good person. And you have to uphold that image of you, that you are a innocent and good person and all that. And somebody is painting you as a bad person, as an evil person, as an abusive person, which is not true, of course. But you have an expectation that people should think that you are a good person. But because of this propaganda that is going around, and maybe your opponents put a media article, and then they wrote that you have done 377 and you have done all these, you are a bad person and all. You read the media article because you have an expectation that everybody should think of you as a good person, but the media and everybody, they wrote that you are a bad person. That is why you are suffering. Think about politicians, they don't suffer. So one female politician said to a male politician, this guy is a mauत का सौदागर. She said this to a prominent male politician. That means he's a merchant of death. So this prominent feminist politician said to another top level politician that this is it's a merchant of death. Then what happened? Nothing. That guy said, okay, okay, fine, thank you. That is how politicians deal with this whole problem. Whereas we have expectations of being a good guy and all that, and that is when we have all the expectations and okay, not okay. We want to constantly improve our situation from okay to not okay to okay. That is where we are suffering. So our suffering is what leading to stress and trauma and pain and anxiety and everything, and then that is leading to committing suicide. So you have to fundamentally alter your expectations. You have to basically change your definition of you, what you are, and you have to live 15 days at a time. You have to live at the present moment. And if you are living in the present moment, you cannot suffer. The other thing that happens is this, that often why men suffer is also due to a sense of entitlement or a sense of righteousness. See, if you are a righteous person, confident and righteous person, you will not seek help. मुझे सब कुछ पता है, I know everything. If you are saying I know everything, then you will not seek help. And I come across such people every week or every month. They call our helplines or they approach us, but they are like, I know everything. Or they have like a sense of, a sense of judgment, and they don't want any help, kind of a mentality, or they want limited help, kind of a mentality. This is what worsens a person's situation. Like somebody may think that why I need help from a men's activist. I don't need. Okay, these are men's organizations. Why do I need? What help they will give me? They are also victims like me. What kind of help do they give me? Will they give me? If somebody is pretty clear about it and he's very righteous about it, then he will not take help, or he will come to men's activists only when it is too late. He will try with the lawyers, he will try with the family community for a Mandwali settlement. He will try all the things in the system, thinking that the system has something for me. But the system doesn't have many things for him. So lot of guys, I think as many as 80% of male victims don't come to men's groups because they think that what way these people will make a difference. And they have an enormous amount of trust on the system. They think that I thrived in the system for 30, 40 years. My papa also thrived. My father never needed men's rights groups. Why do I need them? So there is a certain amount of righteousness. And this can lead to further problems because this kind of righteousness is going on. And if the guy gets false cases, he goes into a terrible victim mode. He thinks that he's being victimized. He's being subjected to a lot of injustice. He is facing a lot of injustice. He feels that way. Of course, false case is an injustice. False case means injustice. Agreed. But you are not the only one facing the injustice. See, if you are the only one in your city facing injustice, you can cry over it. If you are the only guy or 10, 15 guys are only facing, no, millions of people are facing injustice. Millions of people have faced it, and you are facing it. So this has to be properly distinguished, and the context has to be seen. Millions of people are going on site. They are going to UK, USA, Germany. Millions of people are going. I also went. Same way, millions of people are getting discriminated. Going on site, going on a foreign tour, or earning a lot of money, that is a positive aspect of life. And then getting discriminated is a negative aspect of life. Life comes with both the things. Life does not come with only one thing. This has to be distinguished. I was giving a this same coaching workshop. I was giving in University College of London. I was delivering it. It was a 5-hour session. So in that, I put couple of slides that you can choose life. You can't choose incidents of life. What happens to life? You can't. Nobody has a right to, say that I want this and I don't want this. You can't say that. So those slides had certain facts. So one fact was about Michael Schumacher. So right now, Michael Schumacher is in a vegetative state for last 6, 7 years, 7, 8 years. He is in a vegetative state. Maybe he is mentally disabled. He can't even communicate. He is not dead. I have seen Michael Schumacher in 2012 in Buddha circuit. He came for Formula One. I was the first time in India. I went there. So I'm standing there and he's like going in a convertible, waving hands, and it is like 10, 15 meters. Who thought that in 2 years Michael Schumacher will end up in a vegetative state? One of the prime ministers of India, Rajiv Gandhi, he was blown by a suicide bomber, right? So there was nothing there actually. If you see the pictures, they only show the backside, but his entire face, brain, everything was gone from the front. Lord Mountbatten. Lord Mountbatten, we have heard all the stories because he was young at that time when he was in India. But in 1975 or 72, IRA, Irish Republican, that rebel group, they bombed his boat, and this died in that bomb blast. Lord Mountbatten. The point is, this guy was grandson of Victoria, Queen Victoria. So even they can't choose the kind of life that they want. They can't choose, you know. So you can't say that I want certain life I choose. So that's like a very high sense of arrogance, right? Life comes in different shades, in different ways for everybody, more or less. You can't say that everybody has got a good life and only I having a bad situation, bad circumstance. Yes, false cases, going to prison, or parents are suffering, you are suffering. That is a severe level of pain and suffering. But that is something similar, or so more or less people get it in different degrees, right? In COVID, a lot of good people died. And it included a lot of men's activists also. They were good guys and they didn't die just like that. They suffered. Not being able to breathe properly, they suffered maybe 15 days or a month, maybe even 2 months. And in the end, on ventilators, they suffered, they died. They didn't deserve it, right? So we have to bring that also in. And the other part is that we have to also look into a sense of responsibility. All these laws and all are getting misused because enough people are not shouting. So in a way, we all are responsible. If a guy is thinking about committing suicide and all that, it has to be seen. He has to say that I am also responsible. I created this law. My parents created this law and I created this law. So I am responsible for this law. Obviously, I was very happy when I was a kid. I was thinking about bride burning and all. I was brought up with a lot of feminist thought. I was feeling great about feminism and you know, about pro woman policies. I was also feeling great. Only because I have an engineering background, I was logical. So I could see, I could get red pilled. But otherwise, we all were thinking all these laws are good. Okay, there may be some disadvantage, it's okay, but these laws are good. Our parents also thought the same. And your parents are also thinking the same. They may be thinking right now, or they thought the same. So it was our mistake. So if it is our mistake, our parents' mistake, our grandparents' mistake, so we are paying a price, right? Imagine your grandfather took a lot of loans, or your grandfather is a scamster, because of which your entire family lost all the assets. Your family got a bad name. Imagine, right? See, we all pay for other sins or our sins. We have to pay, right? If our ancestors did something wrong, or our grandparents or parents did something wrong, or we ourselves did something wrong, eventually we will have pay. Okay, it's not like we won't be paying it. Okay, so these laws are, it's clear, there is clear evidence that these laws, there is clear evidence exists that these laws are created by us only, our people only. One cannot say that no, people have nothing to do with it. It is just Chandrachud and then Supreme Court and the lawyers and feminists did the law. No, it's not the feminists. All those people who went to protest in India Gate, they were not feminists. There were right-wing people also who went there to degrade Congress party. When lot of people in the parliament and Bollywood actors said, let's lynch the rapists, everybody was supporting in social media. They were talking about lynching and castration, right? So everybody contributes to it, and a potential suicide victim, he has also contributed to it. The moment you put it in his head, let's say a guy is coming to you and he's like playing victim, he's not ready to listen to you at all. He's like, no, I'm a victim. How can it happen to me? What did I do? I never did anything any wrong. I always did good things only for people, but I lost access to my children. I'm getting a false case. My parents are suffering. I should, he will be telling all these bad things, and he talks about suicide and all. So in that case, you clearly tell him that you are responsible for what is going on. He will be outraged. How can I be responsible? So you say, 10 years back, what were you doing? 15 years back, what were you doing? Your parents, what were they doing? No, I was busy with my studies. I was with my career. You can't say that. Being a part of the society, you can't say that, all that matters is my career, my taxes, my money, and my personal life. You can't live like that. You have three parts in your life. One is personal life, one is career, professional life. The third is the community life. What is happening with your community? Are you doing something for the community? If you are not doing something for them, then you are like disabled. And you feel that your professional life and personal life, only they matter, and community should go get lost, community life has no role to play, then that is a very powerless way of living life. Because tomorrow something happens to you, the community will not support you, the community will not stand with you. And these corporates, politicians, they are systematically destroying the community everywhere, whether they are religious communities or other communities. They are like, okay, khap panchayat hai, khap panchayat is defamed. You don't really know what exactly they do, so they took some cherry picked some cases, they defamed them, right? So that is, there are different ways you can dismantle the communities and then leave everything to government court kacheri. So anything happens, the community is not sorting it out, you are going to a court. And now the community is so much in a pathetic state that nobody can trust the community also. Right, now I'll take a small break and let's go through some comments and questions or anything, and just help me, Virag and Samir and Hardik, and you guys add something.
Sir, we have one question like, why me? Why me? I got this cases. So,
I address this.
hmm,
I address this, that there is some karma done by you or me, we all, because 10 years back you were in college,
correct.
or maybe you are in doing first job, and you are after IPL, Virat Kohli, Dhoni, and beer. That was important for you. For you, relationship was not important. For you, laws and marriage. And see, marriage is such a huge part of life. Let's say our relationships, they are a huge part of life. Okay, right? It's not like a small part of life. So a huge part of life. How can we ignore? How can we ignore about marriage laws? And many guys say nobody created awareness about false cases. Nobody created awareness about 498A false cases and all that. Actually, that's also a myth, because I will tell you my own situation. I knew about dowry law misuse in 1999 because one of my colleagues in Tata Steel, he got it, and he was in Haridwar prison for 5 days. In 1999, he was inside, and I got the news. Then I realized that if it's a dowry case filed, whether you are guilty or innocent, you stay 5 days in prison. That's what I heard. Now, if you hear this happening to a colleague and a friend or a friend, I didn't really probe him more, but this is something to be aware of. I heard about Nasik mein Purush Hakka Samrakshan Samiti is there. That's I heard in 97. I read in newspaper. And even though I was not fully, I had no conversation about misandry, right? So I am like, I was imagining in those days, like let's say that I'm in 20s. So I'm imagining in 97 when I'm in 20s, I'm like a bunch of loser men who are like poor laborer kind of men, kind of men wearing a half dhoti and a phata hua torn shirt or something, and one pagdi and all. They are standing in a queue outside some kind of a government quarter, like a dispensary sort of a thing. They are queuing, and that's a men's organization, and that is where people must be going. Okay, so it so happened that there was a Savdhan India program. So several times Savdhan India does it on men's rights. So it did one program, Savdhan India. They showed the men's community as a very beta level community. It's like a middle-aged man, and they are like very ordinary people. So people think that way. I also thought that way, that these are completely poorer section of people who are beaten by their wives. I could never imagine that the guys who may be going to Purusakka Samrakshan Samiti, they may be engineers, doctor, stock market traders. I didn't have that clue, right? So this is how we are all brainwashed, given blue pill by the society. So why me? Why me? It's very simple, that we didn't care, and we wanted these laws. Directly, indirectly, we wanted these laws to happen. and that is why these laws we have got. And this is
Right.
very difficult to digest. Okay, it's very difficult to digest that we have created these laws. Of course, we went through the propaganda of bride burning and Nirbhaya and all those things, and that by not joining men's community as early as possible, we all have everybody has contributed, and we have been publishing articles. 20,000 articles were published. Okay, so many articles were published to warn men, and men did not go. So it's a very irresponsible. So if a man is suicidal and is traumatized, you make him responsible. See, the more responsibility you take for your actions, right, the quickly you will recover. You have to take responsibility without blaming yourself. Okay, you have to say that I am responsible because of which false cases are getting filed. I am responsible because of which I am getting traumatized and millions of other men are getting traumatized. I am responsible because of which millions of other men and their parents are getting. I am in a way responsible. In a small way, I am responsible. The moment you take this higher level of responsibility internally, that gives you power. So responsibility gives you power. So it's not like what you heard in that Spider-Man movie. With great power comes great responsibility. Actually, in life, it's the other way around. With great sense of responsibility comes the power.
You will get a grip.
Now, the power is not like a political power. Of course, it can be a political power also, but at the first level, that is the power over your own life, power over your own emotions, the power on your own choices. So when you don't have power, right, your emotions take over and you make all the pathetic choices. It's like you are not supposed to eat ice cream due to health reasons, but you are eating ice cream. That is like you having no power or no control over you, right? So you start taking responsibility more and more, then you get power. At an immediate level, you start getting power on your life, right? So this is the key. Yeah, please. Next, what other points are there?
Right. और सर जैसे आपने बोला था कि लाइक इट इज ओके टू से योरसेल्फ अ क्रिमिनल, तो इससे मेरे को एक इंसिडेंट याद आया. देयर इज अ वन हमारे ब्रदर जिसको उसका लॉयर बोलता है कि व्हाई यू आर डीलिंग विद ऑल दिस फॉल्स केसेस, ठीक है, यू आर अ वेरी इनोसेंट पर्सन, ठीक है. देन दैट हमारे गाय रिप्लाइड टू दैट लॉयर दैट आई एम अ क्रिमिनल. देन
Right.
अपोजिट लॉयर इज लाइक हाउ. Then he said, you filed the 498 case. Then the opposite lawyer have no words. And then that MRA guy said that I am a criminal of the whole state. Then he said, how? Because 498 is applicable when it's based on a state versus you. So that is the thing which comes up when you start saying it is okay. And when more such scenarios comes up, even whenever that MRA or other MRA brothers are there, whenever they go to the police station, now they directly say to the police, please arrest us and issue a arrest warrant. Let me inform to someone. So that is the thing which will comes up, and at that moment, police is unable to take any action because there was no complaint, there is no FIR, nothing was be there. But these people are not ready to even take an action, not ready to prepare a documentation. So that will help when you join the men's movement, when you join the Save Indian Family Foundation. That's what you also suggested at the last, that people are silent on a men's movement. People are not talking about it. And that's where they are lacking with all these things. Like they are going into a depression, they are going all through the mental traumas, and they are not getting a responsibility. The main part of a responsibility which comes up because they remain in their thoughts, they remain that I am a sufferer of the society, I am a harassed husband, I am a victim of the society. If you continue thinking like that, you will never be come out from it. And when I see the comments of the viewers of people are very much enthusiastic after listening your talks, after listening the
Right. Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
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 Yeah. So it is like Gandhigiri in a way. See, people nowadays criticize Gandhi, complete blank, completely. See, Gandhi may be a flawed person. Fine. He may have done certain things in certain circumstances, but you have to see him. Now, he was a complicated character. Okay. And you have to see all aspects of him in different way, in a non-judgmental way, and see if we can learn something. So there are many times he was very creative in becoming a nuisance for the system. So was he developed those things, like how he became a nuisance. He will say, I will not pay money, £1 for taking bail. I refuse to apply for bail. Right? There is one scene where he says, I refuse to apply for bail. Similarly, there was this guy is marching for salt, making salt at the sea, and then the media is interviewing him. He's like, the British doesn't have the control. We have the control. We have the control because he doesn't have a target. Okay, he doesn't have. He's like okay with where he is. He's okay with that bakri, that creature, that goat. He's okay making that you know thread and all that. Even though he was a real alpha male, right? I mean, in those days, he was a barrister in UK. Even today, somebody becomes that kind of a thing is a big thing. Now, this guy should be a damn rich guy. Jinnah was such a rich guy, and so imagine this guy has all that, but then he chose deliberately to embrace that not okay position, like wearing those crazy clothes and that that bakri and going in that third class compartment and maybe sitting on the compartment floor and all that. That is like a yoga. Okay, in a way, it is like a yoga that you practice being in that not okay position. Who the hell will go in a third class compartment and with all the heat and all that kind of things, or not eating food and all? That is basically a not okay state. So the more and more you are invading the not okay space, or you are appropriating that not okay space, right, your opponents will have a meltdown. Right, like we say, whether the laws get passed or not, marital rape law and other, we have the control, you don't have the control. And you see the kind of meltdown that happens with feminists. Not only the feminists in India, they shake, the feminists in Supreme Court, and then the feminists in Time magazine and USA also. Everything melts down. So it's the same as Matrix, right? You make the right choice, you can make the entire matrix melt down,
Correct.
being one with the nature. Okay, so whatever happens, so it is deeply Buddhist in that way. you know like you are firing an arrow, so you and the arrow and the bow and the enemy are the same. So the arrow is a part of your body now, and the bow is a part of your body now, and the enemy on the opposite side, and then you fire it. Now if you say, I and the police station and the court and the Supreme Court is part of me, and I'm one with that, I and everything is one, and I'm okay with it, then you can bend everything, like that spoon being bent in the Matrix movie, that there is no spoon. So there is no Supreme Court in the existence. Honestly speaking, there is no Supreme Court. There is no police station. Okay? Because it is all a bunch of elements in periodic table. Hydrogen and
That's
oxygen and
true. It's
carbon and
it's only in a mindset of the people
right. I
which
mean,
will
I mean,
trigger all these
ultimately,
things.
what is Supreme Court made of? Like we are carbon life forms. So if an alien comes, which senses the molecules and the atoms, it is a mass of everything, right?
Correct.
Right? So it is an illusion that is being created that this is a Supreme Court, this is a police station. Give me a second. I may have to just, you know, take care of my Wi-Fi.
Sure. So, moving ahead, I would like Hardik Patel to say something about like why the men are going through all these things, right? And most of the things are shared by Anil sir. So how they can cope up because you are with us since long. So
Yeah.
we'll want to take a view.
Thank you, Viraj. Thank you, Anil sir. Thank you, Sunil bhai, for giving the opportunity. Am I audible properly?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, see the point of view which we are conducting. Like, I joined the organizations from like 8 9 years actually as of now, and I am observing the scenarios which actually men committing suicide, why exactly that things are happening, or how the things of society reacts to the men, if they wants to accept that or don't want to accept that. In that scenario, we have a society, judiciary, government, or parliament. Everywhere we have a different scenarios, different point of views they have. So suppose we wants to see that in that way that suppose we want to represent the men's movement, and we wants to see the society. We have political parties. They are giving the minority as a woman, and they are giving them the 50% of reservation on the seat of parliament. They are giving them, if we are talking about the society or movie theaters, like like Rajpal Yadav, I am remembering one quote of him that if मैं क्या मंदिर का घंटा हूँ जो बजाते जाता हूँ. मतलब things are like that. People are laughing on the man's pain in a way. They represent that way that it is a laugh if man is getting beaten by anyone, or if we are talking about our politicians, Menka Gandhi. I don't want to defame anyone, but I'm just saying the Facebook quote of some quotes of them that man is not doing, man is not cannot do not do commit suicide. That kind of statements basically coming from the politicians like Menka Gandhi or other peoples are there. Still from that political party, we have a many huge other things are also there. We talk about if we talk about the suicide victims and the 2020 NCRB data, we have 77 in the 60% more than 60 years of age, 8,320 males has committed suicide. If we talk about female, it is 2,709. So it like more than 60% more, 70% more males are committed suicide more than female. And if we are talking about 45 to 60 age, 20,555 male committed suicide, then only 481 females has committed suicide. So it's a ratio basically which we are able to see on national NCRB data also, which I am talking about for the year of 2020 things. If we are talking about a reservation for the male or for the woman, we don't have any reservation quota for a male. So see, it's all the facts which I want to represent on one by one scenario. It is only showing that how the bifurcations or the mindset or mind is getting affected when we talk about the contribution or viewing point of the society or any other platform. We are able to see that only male is not getting enough priority on that, and they may be discriminated, and they don't have any roles where we are able to see that they will get a justice on that point. We are able to we mostly forget a man's contributions where all the infrastructures or labor work, when we see some uh, building cleaning work is going on, or any garbage cleaning work is going on, only mainly 90% male I am able to see that in the garbage cleaning work, it's happening by male. There is no equality what women are expecting. At that kind of work, they don't expect women. Women don't expect that they wants to contribute or equalize that thing also. We have many other things also which where we have as a SIF contributions. We have many males has committed suicide in my journey also. I have observed many males who are getting after getting divorce, their family are getting abandon them, they don't support them. I in my journey I all uh, thoroughly research my life, where the three person has committed suicide in my organization itself, where their family has abandoned them when their divorce is sanctioned after paying the huge alimony amount of that, and then their family has abandoned them. There is nobody else is there to taken care of them. Even they are in young generation, they are not even more than crossing 50 or 55 years of age. They are in the mid of the life, and they left our men's movement. And there are many things basically we have observed into men's contribution. So, like if I talking about government, if we talk about society, if we talk about any of the platform, we are only getting discriminated, and that creates a mental health issues to men where they don't have any support to the organization. If we even though we represent ourselves in the media, they'll always say that men don't have any issues. They will not prioritize, or they don't have any contributions which they are observing as a man is contributing actually. So I am totally not agreeing with a social platform or any way what we are they are showing us that picture actually to us. So this is all from my end. Actually, I want to show the picture, and I don't want. I'm not saying that any justice happening with the man what the contributions which happens actually as of now. So
Thank you so much,
maybe
Hardik,
Hardik bhai,
I will answer
for
one question. Hardik, I will answer one question I saw. So
yeah,
it's a question that I am very emotional. So how do I deal with it?
correct.
If you are an emotional person, see, there is research which says that the men show lot more variance in their behavior. So there's a wide variety of behavior men can have compared to women. Women show average behavior. Men show lot more variety of behavior in a wide range. That is how we have evolved. So the bell curve for women is like this, very narrow, relatively. For men, it is very wide, right? So most probably we cannot fit all the men into one or two or five or maybe even 100 categories. Okay, so emotionally speaking, men can go in a very very big range. Psychologically, the way the thinking, the IQ, and lot of things like the feminists talk about glass ceiling, and more men like chess game, or male entrepreneurs. You see, there are so many men, but what they don't see is that on the other end of the spectrum, on the lower end of the spectrum, also there are more men. Okay, so similarly, emotions, right? The way we deal with emotions, that's a very big topic, and maybe that will be entirely a session of its own. So if you are a man who recognize that you are an emotional person, lot more deeper your emotions are, then you should practice certain things to stabilize your emotions, like certain meditation, certain spiritual or meditation kind of with a discourse, not just meditation, but there has to be certain amount of discourse, certain amount of coaching. All those things you have to learn. And many emotional persons, they can have heightened amount of empathy. Okay, so the way men have empathy, or the empathy in men can also vary. Okay, lot more than empathy inside women. So men who are empaths, who empathize others, they can be highly emotional people, and they feel others' pain or suffering. So they think in a different way altogether. They have a very heightened level of empathy. So they see something like an accident or some kind of a violence or something. They are more traumatized or impacted than others. Now, this is not really a weakness, by the way. This can be actually a strength also. It depends on how you handle it. right? So it is important to balance it out with a lot more philosophical or spiritual and meditative and all those techniques rather than any maybe certain amount of coaching. You have to invest some time and money to get these things done. I know many MRS have done vipassana. I know many MRS have done other meditation and other coaching stuff. They have done, and some have not done. Right? It depends from person to person. See, therapy it works for some men, many men. It doesn't work for some. Meditations they will work for somebody. They don't work. So it is not like a you know. It depends on you what exactly fits to you. Your needs. So you have to experiment and you have to see because I myself, for a long time I was an atheist. I mean, I was an atheist from the age of 12, 12 or so. I'm like an atheist. But then, then when I was like 24, 25, I started reading scripture. But does that mean I became a believer or in whatever? No, not really. But then I had to depend on certain scriptures and I had to read them not just because curiosity, because I wanted help. Now that help I did not get from scientific establishment, right? But I got certain things by reading stories or by reading certain scripture in a real way. Okay. So I had to customize my spirituality, which fits for me. Okay. So I have taken this much from here, this much from here, this much from here, and I customized everything in a do it yourself way. And I am okay with it. It may happen with some of you. Some of you need a certain school. Some of may not need anything at all. So you have, but you should not be going in a denial mode saying, I'm as a man, I'm completely fine. So let's say I went through the book by Stephen Covey, The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Later on, I found that Stephen Covey was a Mormon. Mormon is a very traditional Christian sect. They don't even drink tea, coffee, or wine or whatever. So, so he was in some state, Idaho, where he died also a couple of years back. So Stephen Covey, he had his own way of doing things. So there are different people doing, different work. Or then there are people who are dead, like Osho and many other philosophers and other people in modern times. So you have to find out. You have to chalk your journey. You have to find your own spiritual or your own inner journey. Don't If you don't want to call it spiritual or religious, fine. You call it an inner journey. Everybody has to find it and connect it. And having a community can help. It's not about trying to prescribe, bhai aa jao, convert kar lo, or I am going to a guru and that guru is great and you come along. Aisa nahi. That's not like that because it is very much personal. Yeah. So that is how people have to deal with their inner emotional, or they have things like empath behavior, empathy. They have a heightened sense of empathy. One of the challenge of people having a heightened sense of empathy is that you can be making other people relaxed, but you don't know how to wash the stress that you have. Like you have taken other people's stress inside you, so they are feeling nice, but then you don't know how to cleanse it. Okay, so you are absorbing it and you don't have the skill to 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 discard it after you absorb, so then it remains with you. So it can cause certain amount of damage to you, small or big. So we have to talk these topics also. Yeah. Samir and Virag and
Correct.
Hardik, any other? Yeah.
Yes, these are the very good points which you have shared. That even being an empathetic, we also have to think about ourselves first. That what way we are helping others and how much it's affecting ourselves, so that we should not go into that much stress. And I would like all our viewers to like and subscribe this channel and keep on commenting. And if you have any queries, like how to handle the situation, or what kind of a thought comes into your mind. And most of the points are being covered by Anil sir. Most of the things are being covered, like how you being an empathetic, how you have to deal with other person, and don't take much stress into the situation. Think about the 15 days. So these are the little medicine which you have to take by your
Very much good about it. You
feel less like mental trauma or whatever way you are going through within your professional life, even as well as your personal life. So think about it, like work properly. And so there is one question comes up, like how not to react to let the say knife statements to instigate. It gets difficult most of the times for me not to react. So Samirji,
Yeah, before that, I will just say we will do this session in Hindi also. And this is just an
hmm,
introductory session, right? So that everybody
hmm,
can benefit. Now, about this particular thing, how not to react. Like, see, one thing I suggest many of you, don't use the word knife, okay? Use the word anything else you use. You use any other word, fine. The word starts with B. You want to use that, you use it. I'm not trying to, suppress your self expression. You want to call somebody a criminal, you can call. Don't use the word knife. The point is, every word has a vibration. The word knife, it immediately brings you the image of a knife into your mind. Anytime you occur, your mind is reminded of a knife, right? So whatever the way we address others, the same way we address ourselves. Okay, this is also something happens. Like you are talking negatively about somebody, that also comes back at us. So this word you don't use, because it can create negative vibrations and that remains inside you, so it can cause damage to you. Your mind, knife is something which is sharp and which is divisive. When something is divisive, it reduces your degree of freedom. Okay, it reduces the movement, it reduces everything, like so it doesn't keep you whole. Okay, so that is why that word should not be used. Now, reacting to people, you react to somebody if you have you have other expectations. See, somebody is doing something which you don't expect. You expect something and the person does something else, or person says something else, so you still have some expectation. Let's say there's a snake. You don't react to a snake, you don't react to a dog. Why you don't react to a dog? Dog is barking at you. Why you don't react to a dog, or why you don't react to a snake? Because you don't have an expectation. You don't have an expectation for the dog, that the dog should bark in this way or dog should not bark. You don't have, but you have an expectation on human beings, that your mother should behave this way, your father should behave this way, your ex-wife should behave this way, your father-in-law should behave this way, your lawyer should behave this way, judge should behave this way. See, if you have an expectation that this person should behave in a certain reasonable way or certain way, and that person is not behaving that way, then you will feel like reacting. See, when they brought the marital rape law, they wanted to pass January 7th, 2022. I'm like, there's nothing to react. There's nothing to react. Tomorrow they will say marital property they will give to women. I have nothing to react. I'm not surprised at all, because I'm one with them. Okay, I'm merging myself with everything into future also. So I know there's nothing to be shocked about. So if somebody is abusing you, using bad words about you or your parents, sometimes in the court the mediators use derogatory words about your parents. So we hacked it, right? This is a sigma level of training. So we hacked it, like they will use some bad words about you, your mother, or they will try to, they will basically say your mother is not a good woman. The mediator and your wife and you, the mediator will take wife's side, He will say something bad about your parent. And I don't know if you have seen rotis. In rotis, that Raghuram often used to do that. He will find a guy who is bit chauvinistic, and he will basically deliberately he would have chosen him, so he will basically insult his sister and all that. He will say something negative about his sister. Then the guy can't do anything, so he will be like he will have a meltdown. So the point is you have an expectation. Okay, so you give up that expectation. Then there is nothing to be surprised about. That and once you declare that whatever she's saying, right? You are a jerk, or you are a BSDK, or you are whatever you are, whatever, son of a bitch, or whatever. All these words, you appropriate them, right? Then nobody can abuse you. Nobody can abuse you. Nobody can, you won't have to. You can in fact tell people thank you. So that's what we have trained, man. Like we guys have trained ourselves. So many times people use very bad language at us since beginning. So we are like, okay, social media, they will use all the bad language, right? This is a part and parcel of social media. So they'll use those people who don't like you. They'll come to DM. They will use all the bad language, and then they will block you. So that I don't want to be restless. So it's not just wife, by the way, ex-wife. It's also anybody else in social media. If you are slightly prominent,
Yes.
they will abuse. So it's a part of life. But you can train yourself. Everything is possible by training yourself. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah. How much more time? Will close in 5 minutes or so.
Yes, so we can take
Yes.
one more question. We have a question: how can we act to help our parents to recover from trauma, and how to handle the parents?
Yeah. We need to do a completely a different session. First of all, don't try to make your parents recover. Don't try. Instead, don't try to change your parents or try to convince them they are getting traumatized and all that. You don't try anything. Don't try to fix your parents because you cannot fix them. So what you do is basically you enjoy life. You don't bother about your parents. You enjoy life. Do bhagda, dress up in a funny way, enjoy life, eat well, picnic karo, party karo, mast ho jao. As if your parents are like, they should be like, isko kya hua? Why he is enjoying life so much? So you should keep yourself first and you enjoy life like hell. Don't destroy yourself with any addiction or anything, but just enjoy life. If you enjoy your life and if your parents know that you are happy, right, all their stress will go away, right?
Correct.
Now, if you try to fix your parents, like I want my parents to be happy, they are so sad, you try to fix them and try to do them and all that, and then they are not still sad, then seeing them sad, you become sad, and you are sad because of which they will be sad. So it is a vicious circle. So only way to break the vicious circle is don't give a damn about parents. You just go chill, take a Zoom car with bunch of other MRAs, do whatever you want. दुनिया आपका है. माथेरन जाओ, पहाड़ में जाओ, खंडाला जाओ, ऊटी जाओ, शिमला जाओ, मनाली जाओ, लद्दाख
Exactly.
जाओ, या जहाँ पे पप्पू जाता है इलेक्शन के बाद में वहां जाओ. एंजॉय, जस्ट एंजॉय, चिल एंड एंजॉय लाइफ. लिव इन प्रेजेंट
आपकी बात
मोमेंट.
से सर एक बात याद आई. आई हैव सीन वन मीम कि हम चले पहाड़ में, बीवी जाए पहाड़ में.
एग्जैक्टली.
तो ये वाला मीम
एग्जैक्टली.
एकदम मतलब आप चिल होके रहो. जितने भी व्यूअर्स हैं, chill about yourself. First, enjoy yourself. You will see that your positive vibes will change other things. That will
Yes,
happen.
see, once your parents see, you don't even have to tell anything. Once the parents see glow in your face, and they know that you are do take some new hobby and adventure and खुल के जियो, मजे में. अभी क्योंकि क्या है, no, there's no wife to take for, so whatever money you are earning is for you, and you are not only thinking 15 days at a time. Don't think of old age and all later on. That all you will think right now. So just work on yourself, enjoy life. Enjoy. Many times in
Correct.
Indian culture, enjoying life is considered bad. Okay, I mean, so basically entertain yourself, entertain your mind, and feel that, and seeing you brightness in your eyes, and everything. Your parents will be dhire dhire. There are parents who will say to guys like, you have not gone to SIFF for like 1 month. Why you have not gone? You go there. So there are parents who push their children to go to SIFF. Like, why don't you go? So that has happened, right? So
Correct.
so the community will really have a thought therapeutic value.
Correct. So that's very true. Whatever words you have enlightened the people, the viewers, and we want like our viewers should share this videos, this podcast to other people, so that in a
Right.
society where there are sufferers, the people who are unable to reach to us or who are unable to reach to anyone, at least this message will reach to them. So please do
Right.
share this video, leave your comments, and subscribe this channel, and ask your friends, family members, or neighborhoods to join us to understand the men's issues, to understand the problem which men are facing, and the suicide, why it's increasing, and how each member of our society, our family, will help us in gathering all the people to talk about it, to calm them out, and to help each and everyone. So it will be a positive hand from your side. So let's join hand, and we will save ourselves, save others from committing a suicide, from harming themselves, going through a mental illness, mental health issues. That is a priority. Your psychological health is more important than anything.
Correct.
Once you are happy, your personal, professional life, everything will work fine. Your family will be happy, your children will be happy, and you will see that all your surroundings will be happy. So once and first is you. So first think about it. एंड मैं समीर भाई से चाहूंगा इस बारे में कुछ बोले कि आदमी को अपने ऊपर पहले ध्यान देना चाहिए.
I can only say one word: be selfish. First, think about yourself, and then think about family, and then think about society. First, you be the initiator. If you are not happy, do not think about society to be happy, because society is today making you unhappy. Just make yourself happy, then your parents will automatically become happy. Your society will also become happy. This is the only thing I wanted to tell you.
राइट. और एक बात मैं और बोलना चाहूंगा कि बहुत सारे लोग जो है एक रिवेंज मोड में रहते हैं, ये सोचते हैं कि सामने वाले ने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया तो मैं भी उसके साथ ऐसा करूंगा. तो ये वही बात हो जाती है जैसे एक जहर की पुड़िया है जो आप सामने वाले को देना तो चाहते हो, लेकिन आपने उसको अपने मुंह में रखा हुआ है और बोल रहे हो कि सामने वाला मर जाए. तो अगर जिसको ये बात समझ में आई है, he will able to handle himself now. तो मैं चाहूंगा आप इस बात को समझें कि आपने जो जहर की पुड़िया अपने मुंह में रखे और सामने वाले के बारे में आप सोच रहे हैं, दैट इज व्हाट हार्मिंग योरसेल्फ. तो उस पुड़िया को पहले फेंको, चीजें देखो अपने आप सही होना शुरू हो जाएंगी. जिसको हार्म होना है उसको होगा, बट फर्स्ट योर मेंटल हेल्थ, योर फिजिकल हेल्थ, योर माइंड सेट इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
Yeah. So here, instead of taking revenge on one person, you take revenge on the system. Okay. So take the revenge on the judiciary, government, or something. So you go and tweet. You vent it out, but you are venting on the wrong place. You vent it out on the system at a bigger level. Okay. वो एक मूवी था ना, किक मूवी करके था, तो दैट गाय ऑलवेज वांट्स किक. So both in Telugu and in Hindi, right? So it's like that. So he was always want kick, and he was doing at a small game, but then he got a bigger game to play. So you have to basically take a bigger game. You want to take revenge on the system. I mean, entire feminism, biased media, the foreign media is so much of biased and so much of fake, especially CNN. So CNN का आरती उतारेंगे ना हम लोग. So देखो, जितना रिवेंज लेना है वो मैं ले रहा हूँ ना. आई एम टेकिंग रिवेंज फॉर लास्ट 20 years. वॉट एवर रिवेंज आई हैव टू टेक, बट आई एम टेकिंग रिवेंज ऑन मीडिया एंड फेमिनिस्ट एंड फॉरेन मीडिया, जितने भी मेल्ट डाउन कर रहे. So you have to take revenge on. Matlab, let's say you feel like punching somebody. So you punch, on a proper place like a punching bag or something. You don't punch on the wall. So if you punch on the wall, you will hurt yourself,
You get hurt.
right? So same way, trying to take revenge on that person who filed false cases on you, it will hurt you, because the system will do everything to protect protect that and come after you,
Person.
because system has identified. But if you are going after women's minister or state women's commission, NCW, or United Nations and CNN and Time magazine, or some diplomat who is doing feminism, some company doing feminism, bullshit kind of a thing, you go after them. See, it doesn't matter where you take revenge. It's like Pakistan. There's a war going on between India and Pakistan. Then you are like, I have to take revenge against that soldier. That Pakistani soldier is my enemy, and I will only go after him. And he's also like, this particular Indian soldier is the enemy, and they both are fighting. Come on, this is a much broader conflict. So it doesn't matter whom you go after, right? It doesn't matter. जिसने आपकी तरफ गोला फेंका है, ऐसे नहीं है कि उसी के पीछे ही पड़ना है. आप मतलब डोंट टेक रिवेंज ऑन योर एक्स वाइफ, टेक रिवेंज ऑन अदर्स एक्स वाइफ.
System.
सर
या
वही है, हम लोग बहुत बार ट्रेनिंग में ये भी बताते हैं कि मोर यू आर फ्रस्ट्रेटेड विद सिस्टम. आज आपको किसी पुलिस वाले ने कुछ बोल दिया, कोर्ट में कुछ हो गया, मीडिएशन में कुछ हो गया, उसकी फ्रस्ट्रेशन आप या तो सड़क पे एक्टिविज्म करके निकालो, या ट्विटर तो बहुत अच्छा डंपयार्ड है. बेस्ट डंपयार्ड वी हैव गॉट इज ट्विटर. सारा फ्रस्ट्रेशन ट्विटर पे निकालो, एंड वी हैव अ राइट टू स्पीच. वी कैन यूज इट एज मच एज पॉसिबल. सो इसका
And the main
एग्जांपल
thing is that
एक देना
main thing
चाहूंगा
ये
कि एक फ्रस्ट्रेशन था मिर्जापुर मूवी में. मुन्ना त्रिपाठी, whenever he got frustrated, he used to play this video games. So make your Twitter a video game. Whenever you are frustrated with somebody, play that video game. But make sure that you are doing it in the limits.
By the way, there is a chance that we will have
Frustration से
a
और निकल रही
big
तो नहीं भाई.
protest. We will have a protest in Odisha in July 15th. Actually, July 14th and July 15th. July 14th is a Sunday. July 15th is a Monday. But that is the Rath Yatra time. So it's a all India level father's rights and anti-Supreme Court. Supreme Court is sleeping over all the PILs, right? So जितना भी गुस्सा दिखाना है उड़ीसा में दिखा सकते हैं, भुवनेश्वर and पुरी में. I mean, we have a chance to carry banners and all that, and people can travel wherever, and these cities are kind of इतना expensive नहीं है. So Saturday is 13th. Saturday is 13th July, 14th is Sunday, Monday. So there is a likelihood of a big gathering on Saturday in Bhubaneswar from all over India. I will be there, so all over India. So Hyderabad guys can take Vande Bharat to Vizag, take one more Vande Bharat. You can reach. Flights are there to reach. Bangalore to Vizag flights are like 3,700. Bhubaneswar is like 4,000, 4,200. So it will be an interesting experience to go, even though it will be hot and humid. But evening should be fine. So we have to think of that particular protest after Father's Day this June. June we have Father's Day. I think this Sunday, another 2 Sundays, third Sunday. So we have to really go after our Judge Chandrachud. After the election, our priority is Judge Chandrachud. That what the hell is going on about the children? So many children are getting murdered. We may release a book about all the news articles of all the children who are murdered in last 2 years. Okay, so this is also one way, to show your anger by coming to the streets of Bhubaneswar. And in Bhubaneswar, the interesting thing is that between the railway station and assembly, it's walkable distance. That entire area is always protest area. Means you can just go and protest. I mean, lot of grounds were reserved for protest. In fact, you can even block the roads. So some people block the roads for like months, protesting. So that's an interesting city. And imagine 100 or 150, 200 people also turn up. It will be a big thing to protest
Huge
for
success.
fathers' rights. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one guy has
Thank
written,
you so
"Come
much,
to
sir.
Amsterdam and enjoy." Yeah. Yes. So we'll
तो
close
हम
now.
रैप अप
Yeah.
करते हैं.
Yeah.
या तो हम रैप अप करते हैं. तो guys, protest is going on in Odisha in July month, as you got the information. So please join there. And the main thing, don't forget to like, subscribe this channel, and comment on this, and share with all your near dear ones, with other members, with your colleagues, with your friends. Aware them about the male suicides. The numbers are increasing, and how we can bring it down. How we will start talking about it, and how we keep ourselves away from all these thoughts by joining the movement, by joining the people, a community. That is main important part, that we should join any kind of a community. We will start talking about the things, we start expressing ourselves, exploring various things, so that we will expose at various levels. We will get connected, then we will be happy, and you will see that your surroundings will be happy, and everything will be in a positive manner. Don't think much about these matrimonial issues. Whatever will happen, it will happen, but just keep a track on that, and think about the 15 days, and surely you will be out from all this, and you will be able to handle all the things properly. Right now you are seeing the four members are here, all are very happy, even whatever the situation are there, and we are guiding more of the people, and we want, if you are listening this, you should guide others. Share this video whenever you need it. Whatever you learn from here, keep on sharing with the other people. Thank you so much joining with us on a Save Indian Family podcast. More podcasts will
Thank
come
you.
up. So please subscribe this channel. And I would like to thank you everyone who are our viewers and our speakers.
Thanks you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Take
viewers.
care.
Thank you, Viraj.